Guys, my name is Andy, and today we're going to work on the fourth reading passage of the reading section of SAT practice test number 3 on the CollegeBoard website. I'm gonna have a link to the PDFs for the practice test below in the description, so you can take a look at it if you want. All right, let's begin. Number 31, as used in line 21, common most generally means. Oh, before I begin, um, for the passages that are split into two, like the one with passage 1 and passage 2, you can just read the first passage and do like the first couple questions, then do the next passage and do the next couple questions if reading passages takes a lot of time. Alright, as used in line 21, common most nearly means it seems to us incontestable that our common happiness above all that of woman. Common is like everyone's happiness right here, like common happiness. So it's not average, it's shared. It's like everyone to have happiness. Number 32, it can be inferred that the author of passage 1 believes that running a household and raising children are warm to no yield. Oh, it's one of the connected questions. So we can just look at the answer choices for number 33. 4 to 6 have nothing to do with the household activities. 13 to 17 also has nothing to do with household activities. 25 to 30 does. Um, that their delicate constitutions, the peaceful inclinations, and many duties of motherhood set them apart from strenuous habits and onerous duties, and some linked to gentle occupation and cares of the home. C. It's both these connect. The author is basically saying household work is easy and not um, not stressful and all that. Number 34, according to the author of passage 2, in order for society to progress, women must enjoy personal happiness and wait. Okay, so for this one, oh, it's definitely not C. Um, the author isn't saying anything like that. It's not B. The author is kind of arguing for the opposite of this. A does seem right, but this isn't the main idea. You, the main idea for passage 2 was that you could receive education just the same way that men did. Like women must have the opportunity to do that to make A happy. So the answer is D. Number 35, as used in line 50, reason most nearly means um, unless freedom strengthened her reason till she comprehended duty. And C, okay. Um, okay, so this part's like women have to they have to learn like why they're doing this. So it's intellect. Number 36, in passage 2, the author claims that the freedoms granted by society's leaders have. That's one of these. 41 to 45. That was number 37. 41 to 45 has nothing to do with that. 45 to 47 also has nothing to do with society's leaders. 65, 66. Nope. It does have the word constitution, but this part's just too short to even say anything. In 72 to 78, a legislator, men contend for freedom, they're allowed to be judged, they're allowed to judge themselves, but not for women. So, lawmakers, they let men have better opportunities than women if they're allowed to judge for themselves. So it's A and D. It's the opposite of that. That's not true. It it did cause arguments like the one we're looking at right now, but that's not the whole point of it. Number 38. In line 61 to 65, the author of passage 2 refers to a statement made in passage 1 in order to. They're basically saying the opposite thing, I think. Um, calling to question it's not qualifications. The author is not saying, hey, you don't have education and all that. Dispute the assertion about made about women. 61 to 65. This part was about the happiness of everyone. So it's not to dispute the assertion made about women. It's about um, flawed reasoning right here. Now, the flawed reasoning part was it's not just half and all that. It's not all about the half, like all about men. So as we see. 39. Which best describes the overall relationship between passage 1 and passage 2? Um, yeah, they're basically saying the opposite things. It's not it does draw an alternative conclusion. It does mention what passage 2 does mention passage 1, and um, the incorrect parts of passage 1, but they don't they don't draw alternative conclusions from the same evidence. 40. The authors of both passages would most likely agree with which of the following statements about women in the 18th century? Their natural preferences were the same. No. Passage 1 would disagree with that. They need a good education to be. Passage 1 would also disagree with that. They were just as happy in life as men were. Passage 2 would disagree with that. They generally enjoy fewer rights and men did. Yeah, both of them agree with that, but passage 1 said that, hey, that's okay. It's for the good of the other half of the population. How would the authors of passage 1 most likely respond to points made in the final paragraph of passage 2? Women are not natural. Yeah, it's that one. It's not B. It's passage 1 says the opposite of that. It's not C. Passage 1 says the opposite of that. And it's not D because principle of natural law, this wasn't even mentioned. Alright, that's it for this video. In my next video, I'll be working on the fifth passage of the reading section.